A very good afternoon to all my friends, colleagues, and my mentors in the industry. Myself, Akash Bansal. I am country head to Home Logistics and have been an associated with the Home Logistics for last 2 decades now. Firstly, I would like to thank Logistics Insiders for having me here today, and moreover, choosing a very optimistic approach through this optimism campaign. I think that is much needed at this hour of time. I personally feel negativity or positivity is a frame of mind, and it is very specific to individuals. So you can always decide whether you want to be negative in life or you want to be positive in life. So optimism is always a part of you. So you can always see a glass half filled or a glass half empty. So it is our way, or we can decide upon what way we want to look towards that glass and decide of how we want to have our life running. Talking about myself, I am an engineering graduate with my master's in logistics. Now, being logistics, masters in logistics had been something which I would like to talk about for a minute, because what happens after doing engineering and doing masters. Nobody 2 decades back was talking about being a part of logistics industry, because it's still evolving. It was not a evolved industry. Uh, but during my internship in a multinational, I came across wherein I felt that supply chain and logistics as a part of supply chain was not being taken care of, or it has not evolved to the way it has to be. And that is where I thought that I will try my level best to give something back and do my masters in logistics. Though now colleges even don't have faculty for logistics, because there are very few people who opt for logistics as their master's specialization. But yes, fortunately, I could get through. And post my MBA, I joined Home Logistics. It is around 2 decades back. I had been associated with this company. And the reason is that when I came over to Home Logistics for an interview, I, I, I felt a positive vibe in this organization, a positive vibe with the chairman, Mr. Ajay Singhal, who is a thorough leader and a visionary. So there were opportunities in much evolved organizations, but I wanted to be a part of growth, because I believe an individual can only grow along with the organization he's associated to. Every business has their own challenges, none to say. Everybody has their own challenges. A production or manufacturing have their own challenges. Logistics have their own challenges. We had our share of challenges, ups, downs, but with the never fail attitude of the entire home team, we always sail through. And that is what I would say optimism to the best. We as home logistics have always preached optimism. We know that we cannot succeed every time. We will fail. But failures, what are failures? Failures just lead to improvisation. So if we want to improvise ourselves, we want to be a better person, or we want to bring in better value into the organization, failures are what teach us to be a better person, to be optimistic. And once we come out of it, we become a better organization. In my due course in home logistics for last 2 decades, I have just learned two simple lessons, very simple lessons, and I implement them within me, and I always try to deliver them to my team as well. Number one, honesty is the best policy. Be honest. If you don't know how to lie, you will not have to remember anything. Okay? You will be very transparent. So, honesty is the best policy. And do and deserve. What happens now, new graduates come over, they always have a feeling of deserve and do. They say, okay, what are we paid? And then we will do what we need to be done. But I always tell the freshers and my team that do and deserve should be the policy. You prove yourself, prove your worth. Sky is the limit. Every organization is looking forward for talents. And if you have that, you are the game. So That is what I have learned in due course of time, in last 2 decades of mine. Now, talking about today's scenario, though it is very easy sitting here talking about optimism to its best, but I can fairly understand these are desperate times, and desperate measures need to be taken to overcome them. Uh, we are talking about, or we have been listening about negativity the entire day. That is what we have been doing since last 2 months, rigorously. But I always feel that it is better to talk about positivity, and that is what will bring us back on the track. Uh, you open up the news and you see what has happened, what is happening. Everybody is doing their part in the system. It is not that it's the individuals. The government is doing their part. We talk about vaccinating 13.6% of our population. Can you think about that? 13%, 13.6% equates to what in numbers? With a population of 140 crore, if we talk about 13%, we're talking about vaccinating many countries in Europe. So everybody is doing their part, and we have a take to it. So let's talk about how many recoveries have been have happened today, rather than talking about how many got infected. Let's talk about the positivity. I am sure this time will pass. Every time passes. Time is something which will never wait. They never wait for anybody. So it will pass. Let's talk about the positive thing. Let's think that way. We had been working 24 by 7, coming to office, going back, had no time with the family. So treat this as a family time. Be with your family. I have been with my family throughout this year without traveling, and that is something very positive that I have felt, which maybe for last 20 years I was missing. So let's talk about what we can do. Negativity reduces your immunity, right? It is for sure. So the moment you are less immune, you are more vulnerable to such pandemics or diseases. So let's talk about being positive, no negativity, play our part, and come out of it. Uh, being positive and optimistic is a very thin line, and it depends on if you are positive, you're optimistic, you can make your surrounding positive, right? And people along with you, your neighbors, your employees, they follow you at times. So be with them, be positive, and that is how we can come out of this pandemic. After around 2 decades in logistics, today now I feel that we have played, or my decision of being a part of logistics was right. Logistics is playing a pivotal role in this pandemic, and it does. Whether we're talking about uh, good or bad that happens, logistics always play a pivotal role, and all other logistic companies along with us are tirelessly working round the clock to ensure that we have our essentials delivered on time to people who are in lockdowns sitting at their homes. Pharmaceuticals are being delivered to them, uh, essential items are being delivered to them, and we logistic people are working tirelessly to ensure that we make a difference. Now, as a logistic organization, it is also a responsibility internally to ensure that our people, our employees, are safe, because we are the people on roads. People are sitting at home, unfortunately, because of these lockdowns. But we cannot be in homes. We are on roads. We are traveling. We are trying to deliver the best we can. So we have to take care of employees a lot. For them, we have initiated many campaigns internally. We have created a small isolation centers in major warehouses of ours to ensure that they are being taken care of. In case we come across with any symptoms, we put them in isolation. We ensure that proper medical facilities may be temporary, which are for non-hospitalization activities are being taken care of. We ensure that they are given their due respect, what they require being on roads while we are at home. So that is a supply support initiative that we have come across. Any monetary issues which definitely are bound to happen in such times, we are taking care of. And every organization, it is not logistics, every organization per se is taking care of their employees. So have faith in your employer. They are there for us. They are again in the mid of this pandemic, but they are with us, trying to keep them safe, trying to keep us safe, because we are all family. So now, lately, as I tell my people, because I get calls saying that, the business has gone down. It is, we are running at around 50 capacities. But I tell them the business is not down, because when we talk about business, we talk about top line of the organization, right? Talking about profits. So business is not down. Maybe the revenue is down, the business is there. Let's try to channelize our resources to see that how we can save lives. That is the bottom line. So lately, to be a part of this ecosystem, because what has happened, oxygen has become a commodity, which we never thought about. But now, lately, what we have seen in last 2 months, oxygen has become a commodity of importance. And we felt that it's our duty to be a part to it, led by our chairman, Mr. Ajay Singhal. We partnered with many foundations to start delivering oxygen concentrators throughout the country. So now, as an activity, we are in business, right? So it's not a revenue model business, but we are in business. And we are trying to deliver concentrators throughout the country to small hospitals, not to individual, to hospitals who can at least take care of people. And every life saved is penny earned. So we are okay saying that if we can save some lives by this gesture of ours, we have done our part for the society, and we will keep on doing it irrespective of how the situation is, how time comes. But we will be an integral part of this activity. And by this, I think it's Akash Bansal signing out, but with a note saying that we are, and we will come out of this situation with flying colors. The only way is to be positive, be optimistic. And again, thank Logistic Insiders for their support on this cause, which is really important. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.